Jeez, what's good, winners? Welcome back to this channel. I am Winnie. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I see 80% of y'all watch me regularly but haven't officially joined the winning family, and I'm gonna need everybody to do it. It's free, you don't get charged for it. Please do it. And if you're an oldie, you've come back to watch this face of mine, and you're also already subscribed to this channel, okay? Love you long time. It's hot in London today, so I'm all smart. I've got like a blue dress. I know y'all can't see it, I'm not gonna show y'all it, but I've got my windows open, so in case you guys hear any noise, that's the reason why, because I don't want to boil up while I'm doing this video. Anyway, this video all about 10 things that Locs has taught me in 14 years. So if you didn't know, I've had my Locs since 2011. I know y'all that are obsessed with length are like, so why does it look so short? Because I'm not obsessed with length, okay? And so I thought I'd just talk about 10 things. You know, I could have listed way more than 10 things, but I'm not trying to do a 30-minute video, okay? First things first, first point. It's fine to admire those with locks, but stop obsessing about getting your locks to look like theirs and embrace yours. I say this because before I started my lock journey, there was a lot of people with locks who I really admired and still admire. One of them being Danielle Locs. I think her locks are absolutely gorgeous. I love how full it is. I love how healthy it looks. I also have always loved the fact that she like embraces like a grey patch that she has, and I think she's absolutely gorgeous, right? However, even though I admired her locks, I very much knew that I had to embrace my own lock journey, and my locks obviously wouldn't look like hers for various reasons. You know, genetics plays a part of it, as well as many other things. It's very important for you to embrace your features, embrace your locks, and if you haven't started your lock journey, you need to embrace how your locks end up looking and not compare it to other people. My second point is, contrary to popular beliefs, you can actually start your locks maintaining it via one method and then deciding to try other methods once your locks have matured. That was a mouthful. Right, if you're just like, Winnie, what the hell does that mean? Because I was kind of like, what the hell does that mean? It's literally this. So when I started my locks, I started my locks via 3-strand plaits, right? And then I started interlocking it, and then about 5.5 years into my journey, I then started retwisting it, and then this year I just decided I'm gonna semi-freeform. That is 3 different ways to take care of your locks. However, people will have you thinking like you can't do that. Once you start your locks by interlocking, you've got to stick with that, and that's simply not true. Obviously it kind of makes sense, and it would help things if you just stick with the same like routine from the jump. You changing it won't necessarily have an impact, but you may be able to see the changes via your locks. So for the most part, I have kind of chopped my locks short quite a few times over the years, but if I hadn't, you would be able, and I think sometimes I can kind of tell via some locks that because I started it interlocking by the interlocking method, some parts of my locks look like really small, or you can see that it's got like a kink in it or like some sort of hoop shape via the interlocks, and then the parts that look fuller, you can kind of tell that that's from when I was like retwisting or recently when I've started semi-freeform it. My third point is, how people perceive you depending on where you are in the world may change, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worst, okay? I've got several examples of this. I've spoken about it on here. How some men perceive you when you have locks, for example. I've spoken about it on this channel many times. If I find the videos, I'll link it up here. But I've had some men think that they could get away with not dating me properly, and I have low standards just because I have locks. So they think they can be cheapskates because they think that every woman that has locks just wants to put in no effort for whatever reason. I've had men tell me that me having locks makes me very masculine because it's men that are meant to have locks. I've been in certain workplaces where some people haven't liked me because I'm black and I have locks, so I'm embracing my natural beauty, and how I've been perceived has been very different compared to, for example, a black woman who's maybe wearing like straight hair, or maybe he's wearing a straight long weave. It can impact how people perceive you in different ways. Obviously, I've also had many instances where I'm embraced and I'm loved, especially on this YouTube platform, or when I'm out and about in, for example, Jamaica, where a lot of people embrace the natural look and stuff like that. But you've got to be ready, if you don't have locks already, to potentially have to deal with some of people's small mindsets. My fourth point is, if you've got locks and it's not due to religious reasons, then you need to focus on the health of it and stop obsessing over the length of it. This is just a general thing, because I've noticed that in the lock community, and I was also that person, because if you look at my old lock videos, I was doing things like lock length check after like year 2 or whatever it may be. But honestly, those things don't matter, because there was a point in time when I had really long locks, but you could physically see that they weren't healthy. They were like either thinning out or at the ends, or they were thinning out from the roots. And I feel like at present my locks have been the healthiest that it has been, simply because I haven't been doing the most and I'm not obsessing over the length of my hair. Obviously, if you've got locks, or you're getting locks for religious reasons, and you believe that once you've got the locks you shouldn't cut it because the hair holds power, that's obviously a whole situation altogether. But I do find that, generally speaking, in the lock community, a lot of people care about how long their locks are and not actually having healthy hair. Fifth point is, less is more. You don't need the millions of products for your locks. In fact, the less you use, the more it grows, and the less you have to worry about build up. I feel like that's very self-explanatory, but if you've got locks, you don't need to really be using lots and lots of products. You don't need to be using these thick gels and these thick gums, and like, different things work for different people at the end of the day. Because I'm saying this, and there's probably people that do use like lots of thick products and they feel like it works perfectly fine for their hair. But I just find that with myself, can't speak for anybody else, on my lock journey, when okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on with my camera there, it's getting a bit blurry, but speaking for myself, I've just found that with my lock journey, once I've been using less products, at present I only use 2 products, and that is a product to spritz my hair and my shampoo bar, and that's it, done. Don't use anything else, and my hair is absolutely fine. 6th point is, regularly washing your locks is the key to healthy growth. Yeah, I say that because I don't go longer than 2 weeks without washing my hair, and I found that since being on that strict routine, where nowadays I either wash it once a week or once every 2 weeks, healthy scalp equals healthy hair, right? Again, different things work for different people. There are people on this platform that swear by washing your locks once every 6 months, washing your locks once every month, washing your locks once every 2 months, and they swear it works for them. Me, I've discovered that that doesn't work well for me. My 7th point, very unpopular opinion, lint is unavoidable when you have locks. Even if it's just a tiny amount. I know like there's people that constantly like have their locks wrapped and stuff like that, but even those who constantly have their locks wrapped, when I've spoken to them, they're like, yeah, they just have like a very small amount of lint, maybe from whatever it is that they're using to wrap their locks, but outside of that they don't have that much. But completely avoiding lint altogether, I personally think is like impossible when it comes to locks, unfortunately. Obviously there's things that you can do to prevent that, which I'll get into that very shortly, but I think it's just it's a part of the territory. Once you have locks, you're gonna have a little bit of something in there. 8th point is, while I believe that using more natural products is better, not all natural products may work well for you, and that is perfectly fine. Okay, I understand you have natural hair, so you want to embrace solely using natural products, and I don't want to be a hypocrite per se, because at the moment I just use 100% natural products. I've spoken about plant-made products on here several times, so I'm not going to go into it. I'll just link videos here. However, you may have a scalp condition, you may have you may need to, for whatever reason, use something that's a bit more stronger than the average natural product. And so if that's the case, by all means do your thing. I was making videos at one point where I was talking about how I had seborrheic dermatitis, and I was using at the time Head and Shoulders and Nizoral, right? And Nizoral is like a very strong medicated shampoo, absolutely sensational for if you have seborrheic dermatitis or really bad dandruff issues. And I sincerely believed that at the time, if I wasn't using Nizoral, I wouldn't have been able to beat the issues that I was having. And now I'm at a good place where I can use just like solely natural products and be fine. And I guess if I wanted to use Nizoral once in a blue moon, I could also do that. My 9th point is covering your locks with a silk or satin head scarf or bonnet at night is one of the best ways to seal in moisture as well as avoid lint, unless of course you have silk or satin pillows. I feel like that's very self-explanatory, but when it comes to, for example, trying to avoid lint and stuff getting into your locks, especially at night, that's one of the best ways. Or simply covering your locks as much as you possibly can when you're out and about is also a great way to avoid lint. But in terms of like sealing moisture when you're like keeping your locks moisturized and stuff whilst you're sleeping and whatnot, it's one of the best ways. Don't be going to bed without covering your locks if you don't have a silk or satin pillows. It's a recipe for disaster, man. My 10th point is your diet will play a big part in your overall health of your locks. And I feel like diet plays a big part in most things, and it's things that people tend to overlook. If you're eating a lot of sugary shit, you're eating a lot of processed foods, a lot of junk foods, you're drinking alcohol, you're drinking fruit juice all the time, you're not having your fruit, your vegetables, your proteins, you're not staying hydrated, you're not having your waters, you're not having your herbal teas and stuff like that, your hair's not gonna grow well. And I feel like it goes without saying, it's really important what you're putting inside your body. And that's not me saying, oh, don't enjoy the donuts, don't enjoy your burgers, don't enjoy your pizzas, because I will be lying. I do like to eat those things at least like once a week. I don't really go more than once a week. But in terms of like a sweet treat, you know, sometimes I may have a sweet treat more than once a week. I do like these things, but for the most part, I would say 80% of the time, my diet is quite clean. I'm staying hydrated. I'm having lots of my herbal teas. I'm also very active as well. And all of these help you grow healthy hair, healthy locks. Right, so this brings me to the end of my 10 points. Let me know in the comment section below, how long have you had your locks for? What have you learned so far from your lock journey? Let's get to commenting, let's get to gisting. If you have any lock video suggestions for me as well, drop them in the comments for me, please. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this video, and until my next one, mwah, take care, be good.